Hello everyone, welcome to my 100th video special. I am sorry for anyone who was expecting a video log. I know I said that I was going to do like a video log, but the camera that I was going to use, I did a little trial on it and the quality was absolutely terrible. It really was terrible. Like the sound quality and the picture quality, so I'm not going to be doing that until I can get like a decent webcam or a better camera. I won't be doing a video log. I'm sorry. But, considering that I knew that I said that I would do it and people would be disappointed, I went out on a limb and I procured a stand-in Lucy, a look-alike Lucy. A woman who I feel embraces the awesome that is Lucy and works really well as a stand-in look-alike Lucy. So, without further ado, I will introduce her. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Lara Croft. She is awesome. She is British. She is brunette. And she lives in a big house with a butler who she likes to lock in her freezer. Speaking of which, she's going to go and do that right now while I answer these questions that everyone has left me on YouTube. So we'll get on to that. Just let me have a quick drink. Throat's a little bit hurt today, so I'll probably have to stop and have a drink because I'm going to be talking a lot. I'll try and read out people's names, but if I can't read it out, because there are some names of people that have asked me questions and I don't know how to pronounce them, so rather than butchering your name, I'll just answer the question. I'll just ask the question and I'll just say, hey you, instead. So, yeah, we'll get cracking on this. From S2GGA. I don't know how else you'd pronounce that. What's the best job you've ever had? Not necessarily the best paid, but the one you had most fun and stuff. Best job that I ever had. Jobs-wise, I have... My first job, I worked in a pharmacy dispensing controlled drugs, like methadone, to drug addicts. Which, got to meet lots of lovely people. Seriously, it wasn't as bad as it sounded. But that was my first job. It was kind of like on an estate. And there were some like really dodgy people, but the majority of them were kind of alright, and they were always fine to us. They were getting their hit from us, so they're not going to be horrible to you. Yeah, that was my first ever job. I did that for a couple of years. Then I went on to work into pubs, which was probably my favourite jobs. I worked for Wetherspoons, just a little pub chain, for a couple of years, trained up to supervisor there, and then I got a job in a little pub called The Railway, which I worked in for a few years and was running for about 6 months. I was going to be going for my licence and stuff, but the people that owned the pub sold it, and the new owners wanted to put in a new manager, who was someone that I didn't get along with, so I left. And at that point I was working part-time for a sports retail company in England called JJB Sports. I was working there part-time, so I went full-time, and I ended up training up to management with JJB. I left there a few years ago now when I had my mini assassin, because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. So that's kind of the scope of my job. My favourite probably then was working in pubs. I just loved it. I loved the atmosphere and talking to people and stuff. And even when it was really busy, because those pubs could get really busy, I loved it. I really did. Kind of the worst job then that I had, I haven't mentioned this yet. Not necessarily the worst job, but as soon as I say this, you are going to know the kind of person that I'm talking about. person, I can guarantee 9 times out of 10 that you have seen one of these people, you have ignored one of these people have annoyed the shit out of you. I used to work part-time. I used to work voluntary for a charity, and I used to go to like shopping centres and stand there and try and get people to, donate money. Yeah, them guys. Yeah, I used to do that. Which, during the summer, I loved it. I really did. It was great fun to be out and stuff. During the winter, it was a pain. It was an absolute pain. Standing in the frickin' freezing cold, being ignored by ignorant people. You stop and talk to them people, and you'll give them people money. Then, good on you. Good on you. I always stop and talk to them if I see them, but I'm a single parent now and I'm broke. But I always stop and talk to them, at least. Yes, so, and when I kind of did it, I had to get up really early as well, so I'd have to get up like really early in the morning, I'd get picked up, and I'd get driven, I ended up going like all over the place. I'd get like, taken to somewhere like really far away, to like a shopping centre that I didn't know, in the middle of nowhere, and I'd have to like stay there all day until I got picked up in the evening. And like I said, during the summer it was fun, but during the winter it was a bit of a pain. So it was probably the worst. My kind of favourite was like the pubs and stuff. I absolutely love that. I'd love to go back to the pubs and that sort of thing eventually. If I was rich, I would buy a pub and I would run a pub. That would be lovely. But maybe a retirement option. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Questions from Archie. He asked 3 questions, and these are serious questions, and I have to answer them all. How large is the third toe from the left on your right foot? Now, do you mean the toe next to my big toe, or the toe next to that? I'm not sure. The toe next to my big toe is slightly longer than my big toe. I know there's some kind of thing they say about that it's like a sign of creativity or something like that. I don't know what the little wives' tale legendy kind of thing is with that, but yeah, my toe that's like slightly next to my big toe, that's next to my big toe, is slightly bigger than my big toe. The one next to that, if that's the one that you meant, is maybe just like a tiny bit smaller than the other toe. I don't know why you wanted to know that, Archie, but there you go. I can only think that he's like planning to cut it off or something. I don't know what goes through your head. What size lederhosen do you wear? That's a bit of a personal question. Archie, what size lederhosen do you wear? I'm a duck. I don't wear lederhosen. I don't wear pants. I don't wear lederhosen. I don't wear any bottom covering attire of any kind. I'm a duck. Ducks don't wear pants. When you sleep, do you sometimes curl up in a small ball and pretend you are a meatball? No, I don't, but I think I'm going to try it. No, I sleep on my tummy, kind of spread out like a zombified starfish. Kind of like, I have a big bed all to myself, and I'm kind of like, my head. Kind of, spread out like a big starfish. I either sleep like that, or I sleep on my side, or cuddled up to my duvet when I'm feeling lonely. And I want to cuddle. I snuggle up to my duvet and go, oh, I want a hug. Most of the time I just spread out. This is a multi-parted question from Missy. I will read out the question and then I will... Oh no, I won't read out the question. I will just read out my answers to each part of your question. That's how I'll do it. So, yes. Yes, Missy. I love cats. I love every kind of cat. I want to hug them all. I think about how many don't have a home and how I should have them. I think about how cute they are, and how their ears and their whiskers and their nose. I love them. I want them. I want them in a basket. And I want little bow ties. I want them in my bed so that we can just roll around. Yeah, seriously, I love cats. I do, Missy. I love cats. I love every kind of cat. I also love every kind of Missy. But there's only one Missy. There's only one. Fanatico747 wants to know, do you have a boyfriend? Personal questions. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I do not have a boyfriend. I am single. I am happily single. I have my mini assassin, so I already have one moody little man in my life. There is no room for any others. So, no. I am single. I do not have a boyfriend. I don't have a girlfriend either, before anyone asks. Metaxas 2010, why did you name your little clan group Pussy Posse? That actually had nothing to do with me. They were the Pussy Posse before I came along. I'm not even really sure why they're called the Pussy Posse. I believe that it goes back to Red Dead Redemption. And I would hazard a guess that Pussy has something to do with the fact that Missy loves cats and Pussy is a sexual innuendo, which, you know, we are well and truly known for. I don't actually know. I don't know the whole reason or the true story or the full story behind it all. They were the Pussy Posse before I came along already. I just, you know, showed up and brought the awesome. That's what I did. That kind of reminds me of a question that Hunty asked. I think he asked me this one on Skype to put. I only have like YouTube in front of me at the moment. I can't remember all the questions that people ask. If people ask me questions on Twitter or on Skype or whatever, apart from one question on Twitter which I'll get to later, which I remember, and I know that under pain of brutal suffering I have to answer. But this question just reminded me of a question Hunty asked me, and he asked me, why did I choose Lucy is Awesome as a name? Where did that come from? I've had Lucy is Awesome as a kind of, what do you call it, like a username, like a handle or whatever, for years. I've had it as like an email address for years, and I think that it goes back to, I lived at home, and I think that I was creating a new email address for something or another, and I was with my brother, and I was like, oh, I can't think of anything to write for my email address. What should my email address be? What should my email address be? Something with Lucy in it. And, you know, my brother is, he's 6 years younger than me. So he was probably like, you know, Lucy stinks, Lucy is ugly, Lucy is a lesbian, or, you know, all of these silly suggestions. So I believe that I probably turned around to him and went, Lucy is awesome. And yeah, it kind of stuck. It was, I think, first thing God, it was an email address, and then I just started to use it for usernames for everything. And I used it as my YouTube username when I first got my YouTube, which was years and years ago. And I don't know, I just kind of used it for my username for everything, and so, you know, there you go. It's kind of taken off. I've become Lucy is Awesome. I've become awesome. So, yeah, that's that question, Hunty. I hope that answered that one for you, and I hope that I answered your kind of question. Taxes. I'm sorry, I don't know the full story of why the Pussy Posse is called the Pussy Posse, but I believe that it goes back to Red Dead Redemption. Oh my god, I don't know how to say this name. SPVM Solo. Will you continue the Resident Evil playthrough? Yeah, I answered this question in a video I did at the beginning of the year. Yes, definitely. I've now re-recorded the endings of both Jill and Chris's scenario. I have them ready to go up. They should be going up in the next week because I want to get it finished and I want to move on. I have started recording another playthrough for a different game. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but if you've been following me on Twitter or Facebook recently, you can probably guess. Which I'm going to start putting up soon, and I will start Resident Evil 2 as well, and hopefully get through it. You know, touch wood, technical difficulties aside, we will get through it a lot quicker than we did get through Resident Evil, and there won't be any bloody problems. So yeah, there we go. From Sasha PS3, who is your favourite AC commentator on YouTube? That's a difficult question because there's quite a few people that I watch that are really, really freaking awesome. You know, top of the list probably though, people that I'd consider to be my favourite AC commentators, obviously Mr. Esco Blades, because, you know, he's awesome. He really, really is. He's not only great AC player, brilliant commentator, or awesome kind of figurehead in the AC community and on YouTube and whatever, but you know, he is someone that I consider a personal friend, a very good personal friend, and he is just an all-round great guy. He really, really is. So Esco probably, I would say, is my favourite. Closely, very, very closely. It's hard to pick between them with Chemu, who's just freaking awesome. He makes me laugh so much. He really, really does. He makes me laugh. He does. He's just, I mean, he's freaking. He's Captain Awesome. He is awesome. And also someone else that I consider to be a friend, who is a really nice guy. Chemu, so then Esco, I probably say they're like my top two kind of favourites, but I also watch, God, who else am I sub to? I watch Rainy's videos, I watch Squiddish's videos, Angie, Subject 17, I watch her videos, I watch Lynx's videos. I don't know whether many people have seen his videos, but he's really good. And he is a fellow, well, he's a Scouser. He calls me a plastic Scouser because I live across the water from him. I live close to him, but I don't live in Liverpool. He calls me a plastic Scouser, but I am not a Scouser. I live in Cheshire, I'm not a Scouser. Yeah, so, God, yeah, I can't remember who, all the people that I'm sub to, basically. AC things pop up in my sub box and I watch them, and that's about it. But there are so many great people doing AC videos out there, you know, there really, really is. Loads of awesome people, probably awesome people that I don't even really know, have found, but, you know, my favourites, again, say, you know, Esco, Chemu, Rainy Squiddish, Lynx, I always watch his videos as well, so yeah, Daiko981, do you like Squiddish? Yes, I've just said that, I like Squiddish, he's awesome. Right, Game Freak DBZ Forever. How'd you get your voice so squeakily? How do you get your voice so squeakily awesome? Oh, I don't know. How do you answer questions like that? How do you get your voice so squeakily awesome? Years and years of talking far too much. I don't know. Years of talking far too much. I think I come from a really big family, and like my mum was one of 8, and like of all those 8, like my aunties and uncles and whatever, like have at least 2 kids, and then some of those kids have kids. We're a really big family, and a very extrovert kind of family. I'm probably one of the more shy type of my family, and it's basically kind of a family. If you are not extrovert, or you don't kind of talk loud or whatever, you don't get a look in. So I think I've kind of just learnt over the years to start talking and not stop, and just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and then talk some more. Hang on, just let me have a drink because I'm talking too much. Yeah, so yeah. I don't know, otherwise, luck of the draw that I was born in Northern England. I don't know how my voice it is so squeakily awesome. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I hope that answers that question. I don't know. I can only speculate how my voice is so squeakily awesome. Squeaky? Really? I don't know. Squeaky sounds like a good thing. Okay. Right. Oh, moving on. Glucose Guy loves the AC series. Thumbs up. Especially multiplayer. Before AC, did you play many other online multiplayer games? Which ones? What games do you plan to play on in future? Multiplayer things. Okay. Before AC, I didn't really play online multiplayer games. I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't. I kind of thought that they would all kind of be like, like Call of Duty and whatever, that kind of thing, or like hyper aggressive, and it just did not appeal to me at all. It didn't. The only kind of experience before AC that I had of an online kind of multiplayer of anything that I went and did is like one time I went and played on the Resident Evil 5 versus thing, their online multiplayer thing, and it was, I hadn't played Resident Evil 5 for like months. So I went on it, I thought, I'll see what it's like, and I went on it, and I got into, like, it was, I don't know what they actually called the match, but it's basically like a deathmatch thing where you all try and kill each other, and there's like enemies and whatever. And I got like into a lobby with like, there were 3 guys in this lobby, and I hadn't played even though own a game for months, so I was like, I couldn't even remember what the controls were, and I was like, and I did terribly. I did absolutely terribly, and they ripped me to pieces. They absolutely ripped me to pieces. And I kind of just went, oh well, yeah, fuck you, switch it off. And it kind of cemented the conception that I had in my head that, online multiplayer kind of games were hyper aggressive, and I didn't understand it. I was like, why the fuck would anyone want to go online just to have abuse shouted at them? Why would you want to go and play a game just to have abuse shouted at you? I don't get it. It's not for me. But then I started. I've told this story before that I played AC, and kind of played that for a while, and then I thought, I'll try out the multiplayer. I'll give it a go. And, it was so different. And I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, AC really was my first kind of main online multiplayer that I've stuck to. I really enjoyed. Sorry, I have to take another drink. My throat is not happy with me today. What games do you plan to play online and post videos about in the future? At the moment, there's only really one game kind of on the horizon, like multiplayer wise for me, and that's the new Resident Evil game, the Operation Raccoon City, which is out at the end of March. I know me, Archie, and now I think Hunty. Oh, my throat doesn't want to be nice today. And now Hunty are really looking forward to getting that, and we're pre-ordering it. So expect some, pussy posse zombie related murder action in the future, because I'll definitely record some of that, and there'll be some of that posted to tie into my Resident Evil series. But I don't know. Oh, I'm getting tired. Apart from that, there isn't really any at the moment that have caught my attention or anything like that. I'm trying to be much more open-minded now, when it comes to multiplayer online games. Since finding AC, I've played some Red Dead Redemption. We've played some DC Universe Online. If I play a game or get a game in the future and it's got a multiplayer thing on it, then I'll probably give it a go. I won't be as scared to give it a go. So yeah, there we go. Oh my word, I do not know how to pronounce your name. Now Javend 97. I hope I didn't just completely butcher that. How old is your mini assassin? My mini assassin is 3 years old. His name is Jack, and he is a little monster. He is definitely a little monster. He is he's adorable. He's gorgeous. I know, most mums say that about their kids, but he really is. He's this kind of gorgeous little bundle of trouble who creates chaos everywhere he goes and has his mum wrapped around his little finger. So he's definitely one to watch. He's awesome, of course. He is awesome, but he can be naughty. He can be a naughty little one sometimes. But I can't, kids. Yeah, that is my mini assassin. How did someone get so awesome? From the Happy Turrets, courtesy of Oreo. How did someone get so awesome? Again, it was one of these questions. How do you answer that? First of all, thank you for saying that I'm awesome. And thank you from the Turrets. I don't know. Years of being crazy and not giving a shit. I don't know. How do I answer that? I suppose that the best kind of thing that I can kind of say to that is, I know that I went on a bit of a rant about this kind of recently over Twitter. I think people who follow me on Twitter will kind of seen the big rant and the big fucking hoo-ha there was. Basically, when you're in a online community such as the AC community, or you want to put yourself out there on YouTube or whatever, the only thing that I can kind of say to you is just be yourself. Don't try to be something that you're not, because you can't. Don't try and put on an act. No one can keep that act up, kind of 24/7, and if you can, there's something seriously wrong with you. There've been people that I've kind of met through online who pretend to be something they're not, and they keep up this act, and you can't do it. The act drops, the mask slips, and the act drops, and people see the real you. But if you kind of just be yourself and and just have fun, there's not really a lot that people can say about that. Haters are gonna hate. People aren't gonna like you. but there's going to be people that, the same respect, there's going to be people that do like you. There are a lot of really decent people out there and a lot of good people out there, and at the end of the day, just be yourself, and then it's on them. People don't like you, fuck it, it's on them, just be you, whether that's fucking crazy, whether that's a little bit shy, whether it's I don't know, really arrogant and cocky. I don't know, just be yourself. That's the only kind of thing that I can suggest to people, and that's kind of me. I've never tried to be somebody that I'm not. There are certain people out there that won't agree with that, who have a very distorted opinion on who I am, but from the moment that I started doing videos or got onto Twitter or whatever, I've just been me. And if people don't like that, then, sorry, but I'm not going to change for you. That's as simple as it is. And, it makes me happy if people think that is awesome. If people think that I'm awesome and like me. So, I've only just been me. And, it's not easy to come online and put yourself out there for some people, and it wasn't easy for me. And, but there are a lot of lovely people out there that will support you and be nice to you, and it's nice to get nice comments and lovely things. So yes, thank you for that question. It's from Katie, from the base 278. Would you like to have the responsibility that Desmond Miles has in the AC series? Why not? Serious face. I love your serious face. That is a good question. That's a really good question. Would I like to have the responsibility that Desmond Miles has in the AC series? By that, do you mean, the responsibility of saving the whole freaking world? I will have to kind of say yes and no to that. Yes, I'd love to be in the position that Desmond is in, because I think it would. I would love to be able to kind of hop into Anonymous and see, who my ancestors are and live their life, walk in their footsteps and stuff. And I know my ancestors probably won't be so fucking awesome assassins that run around on roofs and, stab people in the gut with a hidden blade. Mine are most likely to be the kind of people that were mucking out the horse stable that Ezio goes and rides off on, or I don't know. Probably not that entertaining. But yeah, I'd love kind of that. And I'm not gonna lie, it would be pretty freaking awesome if someone kind of turned up one day, or in kind of Desmond's case, kidnapped me one day and said, you are the, really fucking, you're this really fucking special person who's gonna save the whole world, and, it all comes down to you, Lucy, it's all on you. That would be pretty wow, I'm freaking special. But, in reality, probably not. I don't think I could handle that responsibility. I'd be like, oh no, it's too much, I want to go to bed. Do I have to? Do I have to do this? I don't want to do this. Sorry world, it's over. It's been fun while it lasted. But, in reality, I'd probably actually give it a go. Give it a good try, It's like, sorry world, it's probably gonna go terribly. Knowing my luck, it's gonna go terribly wrong. There's gonna be some form of technical difficulty. Something will go wrong. But I'll give it a try. And, I might be able to bundle through and save something. I don't know. But yes, there you go. Was that a serious face enough answer for you? There we go. Oh. From Mercutio. You'd better answer my Twitter question or there shall be repercussions. Okay. Here we go, Mercutio. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Mercutio asked me on Twitter. I answered it partly on Twitter. But he asked me, Pussy Posse, shag, marry, kill. These things are so silly, but so funny at the same time. I partly answered it on Twitter anyway. I said, for shag, I said, you know what, I'm going to be frickin' selfish, and I'm going to say all of them, because, they couldn't possibly pick one of them. And, my bed's big enough. We can all get in my bed. It's fantastic. New meaning to the word kiddie pile. And, they're all gorgeous. They're all gorgeous, sexy little pussies. I want them all. I can't pick one. I'll have all of them. I'll be greedy. So that was the answer to that one. Marry. God. There's only one answer to that, isn't there? It's gonna have to be my little petite. Because, she's my soulmate. And she's beautiful. And she can sing to me. And build flat pack furniture. And look after Jack. And be awesome. So, yeah. She'd make such a perfect little wifey. The only problem with that is that she's already married to Missy. So, it'd have to, come to some sort of arrangement, maybe a timeshare, or, just steal her. Sorry, Missy, I'm stealing your wife. Can we still be friends? Yeah, so, marry Petiti. Sorry, everyone else, but, she's my soulmate. She is. She's my little soulmate. And kill. God. I thought about this one for ages and ages and ages, and I was like, really? Really? This is hard. I came to the conclusion, I thought about it long and hard, and I racked my brain, and I came to the conclusion that if I had to kill one member of the Pussy Posse, I would have to be an act of self-sacrifice. It would have to be an act of self-sacrifice, and it would have to be Log. And I only do it for the good of mankind because he is a space lizard, and he's not human, and he's gonna kill us all. He wants to destroy us all. But it would destroy something deep inside of me to kill Log, because he's a fellow pussy, and I love him so much. And it's such a stupid question. It's such a stupid question. Yeah. So if I had to kill any of them, I would save mankind by killing Log. But it would destroy something within me, and my awesome would be gone forever. So, yes, there will be no more silly questions. No pussy murder, or there will be no more Lucy. So, yes, there you go. I hope that answered your question, and I wonder if it surprised you. And if it did surprise you, I want to know who you thought I was going to say. Ha, there we go. And there we go. I answered it, so no repercussions, no serious repercussions. No. Okay. Yay. Also, if you could live a lifetime in any period in human history except for now, obviously, which would it be and why? That is a really good question, and it's difficult. This is something that I've been thinking about. I don't know. I honestly don't know. When I was in school, I always kind of had a kind of fascination and a liking for ancient Egypt. I don't know why I really kind of liked it. I think I liked all the kind of like ancient history things, like ancient Egypt and ancient Rome, ancient Greece and all that sort of thing. But like ancient Egypt. But I don't think I'd like to like live there for like a lifetime, unless I was like some kind of queen or something. But knowing me, I'd probably be one of the people that had to lug big fucking stones on my back to build a pyramid. So I don't think that that would be very much fun. I I always wanted to be a cowgirl. So maybe, like, I think, I could live in the Wild West. I could have happily spent a lifetime in the Wild West, being like a cowgirl. I'd be like, I watched this film the other day, I'd be so like Calamity Jane though. I'd be like a girl who dresses up like a cowboy and thinks she's really like, kick-ass. But I'm just a big silly old goof. Either that or like a tavern wench or something. Apart from that, I don't really know. It's a very difficult question. I don't think there isn't any that kind of stand alone for me. So I'll go to the Wild West and I'll be Calamity Jane. I'll be Calamity Lucy, Calamity Awesome, or a tavern wench or something. I could live a full life out in the Wild West. Yeah, it'd be pretty fun. Get about on horseback and yeah. I don't know. Apart from that, I don't. Big Fudge Zing says, "You sound hot. Bet you look the same." You ain't seen me in the morning. It's not nice. Not a pretty sight. And then there is much of a question, sort of thing, about the games you like and why, games, favourite genres and stuff. Okay, kind of games that I like, what games I like, kind of genres and stuff. Okay, Lucy's gaming history. I started gaming at a very young age. I think I was about 6 or something, or maybe a bit younger, when I started gaming, and it was on Sega Mega Drive. My stepdad bought me a Sega Mega Drive because my older sister, so my half sister, was going on holiday with her dad. She was going abroad to Spain or somewhere with her dad, and they didn't want me to feel left out, so my stepdad bought me a Sega Mega Drive, which I think really he bought it for himself, but he just gave it to me. So I kind of grew up on Sonic and like Sega Mega Drive things like Sonic, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe. What other games were they? I know my stepdad bought, and we had the. If anyone remembers the Desert Strike and Jungle Strike, where you were the helicopter. Those games were so hard. We had them ones. God, there's so many different games for the Mega Drive. Yeah, so I had a Mega Drive for years and years. I was a big fan of Sonic. I had pretty much every Sonic game that there was on the Mega Drive. And then when I was, God, I don't even know how old that I was. I got a PS1, and so I kind of played like Resident Evil and Tomb Raider. They were like the first games that I played on it. Resident Evil scared the shit out of me. I don't even know how old I was. I was 98. Must have been about 13, something like that. I wasn't even that. I don't even think I was that old. I don't know. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. And no, 98. I wouldn't have been 13. I would have been about 13. I don't know. Scared the shit out of me, but I really, really loved Tomb Raider as well, and I remember this distinctly. This is one of my first kind of gaming memories, that playing the first Tomb Raider, and that my mother's partner was there playing it, and he'd kind of been watching me play it, and he was quite impressed with like how well I was doing. And I was up to the bit go with the Lost Valley, and you go in and you're down in the Lost Valley, and he was sitting there and he was grinning, and he said, "You're gonna die in a minute." He was so sure of himself. He was like, "You're gonna die in a minute. You're gonna shit your pants, and you're gonna die." Well, he didn't say shit your pants. He said, "You know, you're gonna die. You're gonna get dead scared, and you're gonna die." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna die. Whatever." And he was like, "No, you are, seriously." And he was so cocky and so sure of himself, like, you're gonna turn this corner, you're gonna shit your pants, and you're gonna die. And I was like, I was getting worried. I was like, what the fuck's gonna happen? I'm scared. And turn the corner, and big fucking T-Rex comes out, and little Lucy holding her PS1 controller with Lara Croft did these like elegant little backflips and shot the shit out of the T-Rex and killed it. And my mum's partner was like sitting there like jaw wide open, like jaw dropped, mouth wide open, like, wow, well done. And I was like, yeah, I kick ass. It was like one of my first kind of gaming memories. I kicked that T-Rex's ass. Yeah, so it was like Tomb Raider. I love Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider 2 was one of my favourites. I played the shit out of that game. Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, then Silent Hill. I remember getting Silent Hill first, playing Silent Hill, and how scary that game was when we first played it. It's still scary now. I still find them not scary as such, but they creep me out. I'm on edge playing them. Really did kind of enjoy that, and Metal Gear Solid. And eventually then the PS2 came out, and I got my own PS2. I got it for Resident Evil Code Veronica and Metal Gear Solid 2. And so basically I've always kind of been a Sony girl. Always kind of had PlayStations and stuff. What kind of else did you get then on PS2? Like Grand Theft Auto, Hitman. I'm trying to think. I'm not actually sat in the lounge with my games next to me, so I'm trying to think what there was. Anyway, yeah, played PS2 for like years and years, and I had quite a big kind of PS2 and PlayStation game collection, which I just kind of kept for years, and go through school and whatever. And I left school and started working. I didn't really play as much, and I moved, and I was running the pub that I mentioned earlier. I was living in the flat above the pub, and it got burgled, and my PS2 and all my games were stolen. So I lost all of it. But I was at kind of that stage in my life. I was working full time. I wasn't gaming it much, and I was gutted. But like all my games and everything had gone. But it wasn't like it wasn't the end of the world. So I kind of got on with life, as it were, and was working full time and stuff. And then I got pregnant and was having mini assessing. And while I was pregnant, towards the end of the pregnancy, I was really ill. I was really, really poorly, and I had to leave work a lot earlier than I'd planned. I had to give up work a lot earlier than I planned, and I was bored shitless. I mean, I've kind of worked since I was 15, like doing part-time and stuff, so I always had a job. I was bored, absolutely bored, crazy out of my mind, so I bought a PS2 again and started buying games and stuff. I got really back into it, and I think it was maybe a couple of years ago now that I bought the PS3 and bought games for that as well. So there you go, that is Lucy's gaming history. Games that I like and what kind of genres. I've always been obviously a fan, survival horror fan, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, all that kind of thing. Like, I don't know whether you kind of call them like action adventure kind of things. I mean, like Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid. I really enjoyed the Uncharted games now on the PS3. Assassin's Creed, obviously. Gosh, off the top of my head, trying to think. Yeah, I kind of just like, I prefer single kind of player games over, multiplayer or co-op kind of games like that. I like a game that's got a good story to it, that's got, more third person. I don't really like first person games, more third person. It's got a good character, it's got a good story, it's got, a fair amount of action in it. I'm not a big fan. I've never really gotten into RPGs that much. I've always kind of wanted to, but I've never really found the kind of time or the inclination really to do it, because I'm already sort of at a stage where I will start playing a new game and I'll get hooked on it, and then like for weeks I'll like want to play everything but that game. I just want to like play it, and I'm a bit of a completionist. So I want to do everything that I can do on those games, and like when you come to RPGs and they're so huge, it would just take years. So, kind of recently I got into the Infamous series, and I've been really, really, really loving that, so enjoying that. So I do that, like, I have like set series and stuff that I play, and then I won't play them for ages, and like maybe once every 6 months or so I'll go, and I'll put one in, and then I'll like play all of them, and I'll play the shit out of them for weeks, and then I'll pick something else and stuff. But I'm kind of getting really back into the gaming now, and finding new games and getting excited for new games again, and exploring games that I haven't really played before. Is there any sort of least favourite games and genres that I don't really like? I am not really a fan of first-person shooters or that sort of thing, Not taking anything away from them, obviously, the market's fucking flooded with them. They're very popular, and they have their place. I'm not gonna slag them off or whatever, but they just don't appeal to me. They never have. I don't know, kind of apart from that, that is kind of it when it comes to games, I've always played games, I've always been a bit of a gamer. I expect that I always kind of will be, throughout various stages of my life, life gets busy, you don't play as much, shit, it's life. But, they've always been there, and I've always played, and I always probably will play. So yeah, that's really all that I can kind of think about to say about that. I've been talking now for an hour, so I think that is more than enough, and we should start to wrap this up. And Lara should go and get Winston out of the freezer, because he's been in there for far too long. I'd be amazed if he wasn't dead. So, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more stuff coming up from me in the future. That was 100 videos I've done in a short space of time, and I'm sure many, many more will come. A big thank you to everyone that's subscribed to me, then has come and followed me on Twitter, etc., and leaves lovely, nice comments on my videos and likes them, and everything. Really, really, really do appreciate it. I know that people say this all the time, but it is kind of true. I never ever expected for people to actually kind of like my videos. I decided to start doing it, and I got PVR and I put them up, and I really expected to, just hide in a dark corner and no one really pay any attention to me. I mean, you can ask people that kind of know me, like the pussies, how overwhelming that I found it all at first. The people were actually like, paying attention to me and wanted to see things from me and wanted, and I still kind of weirds me out a little bit. And people are like, I want to play with you. And I'm like, why? I'm just me. I'm not anything special. I'm just me. So yeah, it's a very big thank you to everyone who's been so welcoming to me and has been, lovely and subbed to me and says nice things to me and stuff. If you haven't come and followed me over on Twitter, I'm on Twitter all the time. You can. I am on there as Lucy's Awesome, and that is Lucy's Awesome without the I. Not Lucy is Awesome, Old Man, X Factor contestants. We've been over this before. And I now also have a Facebook page, say fan page or whatever you call it. So not right now. I haven't finished talking. But once I finish talking, you open up a new tab in your browser, or this one, because I'll have finished talking and the video will have finished. And you go to facebook.com/Lucy is Awesome, and you hit like. There you go. Shameless self-plugging for the win. Yes. Yeah, I have a Facebook page now, so go like it and stuff. Like most of my, obviously I'll link the videos to there, but most of any gaming related updates or thoughts or stuff that I have, I will put on there. So, go like that. Yeah, that's it, I think. I hope I answered everyone's questions. If someone asked me something and I haven't answered it, it's probably because it wasn't in the comments and I forgot. So I'm sorry. Thank you for everyone that asked me questions. That is about it, I think. So I shall see you in the future. I have a few more projects we're going to finish up. This week I have the last Noob Squad video coming up. That should be the next thing that I put up. We're going to finish up the AC DLC series that I started. I'm going to finish that and we're going to get the rest of Resident Evil up. And then we're going to start fresh with my new playthrough. I'm going to move on, maybe do Resident Evil 2 and keep bringing you some AC goodies, mostly live commentaries I think I'll be doing, unless I find something else to do, but it'll mostly be live commentaries because people seem to enjoy them. So yeah, that's from me and my 100th video special. Oh, and Laura. Say thanks to Laura for being the stand-in Lucy while I talk shit. So from me and from Laura, thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Bye now.
Don't you think you've seen enough?